I probably want to start off saying that you guys probably think I'm totally full of crap. That's another part. And all the guns on my channel, and you notice, like, sometimes I have the finger on the trigger, but when I watch the video back, it's all like, holy crap, man. It's like I slap myself for it sometimes. But, the time I got shot was the place where I recorded me shooting the 270 and that revolver. That was the revolver that shot me. Or it fell out of my holster, so I technically shot myself. Not in that way, I'm not suicidal. But anyway, it was this day, and like I woke up, I remember thinking, we're gonna go shooting today, this is gonna be an awesome day. And my brother woke up, I was like, hey, when do you wanna go shooting? He's like, oh, anytime you want. We ended up going around 4 or 5. But I remember that day, before we went shooting, he had the air gun out, and he shot this starling, and like the starling's on the ground, and he hit it in the wing, and it's like, it's a twitch now. It's freaking out. It's not dead. It's bleeding. I said, man, shoot it. It's suffering. I remember saying, how would you like to feel that bullet hit you? Totally true. Totally true. Don't believe me. Like, believe me. And I said, how would you feel if that bullet hit you? He said, yeah, point taken, and he shot the bird straight away. Starlings are nuisances where I live. They pick up the garden, they're everywhere, they spread disease. Don't tread on me for that. But later on that day, we went shooting. I had this old, crappy holster. We had no really good experience with guns. And the biggest lesson I learned was never have a bullet underneath the hammer of a revolver. Big no-no. Big no-no. 6-shot revolver, only have 5. And we were shooting, we were looking for rock chucks. We're shooting rocks and hearing the ricochets, not even caring. And I saw my brother, he sat on this rock ledge. I said, oh cool, he looks kind of majestic there. I'm gonna go sit next to him. And the thing that straps around your gun in the holster that makes it not fall out wasn't tight. And I bent back, and I was sitting down like this, like leaning down. And the gun fell out of my holster, and it hit the hammer, and that went off. Let me get really close. Don't know if you guys can see that little scar right there. That's a 22. Came out right here. I can't feel around here. Can't feel that. It's numb. But first thing I remember is the boom. And then I felt my arm go totally, like I was flexing as hard as I could. And then I remember blood on me. That's what I remember. And then my brother Mason, he looked at me with the most scared look ever. I remember him. He's like, about like, his eyes were holy crap. Like, what did you just do? And I just remember screaming, I'm hit, I just got shot. And I remember him looking at me like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. But it's my mom. Still love her, but she's funny. But he looked at me with this face like, yeah, sure, whatever, you're just screwing with me. And then I turned my arm over and my entire sleeve was soaked in blood. And I remember, like, he's like, holy crap. And like, I was like, we need to go. And like, I got up and we started walking. And like, my gun's still down there. And then I was like, kind of like, ugh. Like, I was going into shock. And I was like, he's like, come on, man, let me pick you up. And I said, man, I don't want to put that on you. And he like, I just remember him saying, man, you just got shot. I need to do this for you. And I was like, no, I got this. And I'm going in shock. I'm freaking out. And then I remember sitting down and saying, I'm going to take a nap real quick. Dumbest decision, but I wasn't thinking. My mind wasn't straight. I was like, I remember him saying, come on, man, no sleeping on the job. I remember him saying that, and it made me so happy that he's like, I look up to him for that. Like, that's like the best words that I've ever heard. It was like gold. It felt like that, and yeah, I'm alright now, but he's like, yeah, no sleeping on the job. And I'll just keep collapsing, and he's like, screw it. He picked me up over my shoulder. He's fireman carrying me. He's going up this rock hill, man. He's like, he's tough as nails. He's doing this. And I remember like thinking, holy crap. And I remember him stopping to take a break real quick. And like he's like freaking out, and I see the fear in his eyes. And I remember telling him, hey man, calm down, calm down. I was sitting there bleeding out. But I got in the car. I'm recording with my phone, and I have a picture on my phone of me. But we got in the car, and I'm like still like, ugh. But I grabbed his phone and I looked at him, and I was like, there's so much going on in my head. But I got his phone, went to a selfie, put my arm up, and was like, and I remember like, ugh. Maybe I can record with somebody else's phone, and then I can get that picture and show it to you guys, because it's like, it's almost priceless. But yeah, I got shot. And I remember him running like 4 red lights, or stop signs. He ran a red light. And like, there was this park right next to the hospital. And I was like, they were still constructing it. It's all dirt. And they just, you like go straight through it. It's a construction zone. And he falls in. And like, he took off my shirt and he wrapped it around my arm for a brace. And that fell off in the canyon. And I went back like 4 weeks later, and I found that, and I found the shell that shot me. I did. It's in my brother's house. It's like hanging up. But I found the shell that shot me, and I found what's it called? My shirt. I can't get some blood stains out, but yeah, and I just and the shirt fell off when I was going up the hill, and but when I walked into the hospital, I was the only one I was wearing. Had my shirt off. I was like, ugh. And there's blood running down my arm, and like there's this little kid in there for like probably like had a fever or something, and he's looking at me like, I remember that little kid. But then the nurse comes out, looks at me like, she's like, is this the gunshot patient? Everybody looks at me, and I said, present. That's me. And then like we went into the room. She started operating, or never, not really operating, just like, geez, I can't really remember it. They had an x-ray, they had an IV in this arm, and I like had 2 holes in our arms, so I was like, oh, and I couldn't move. But I remember Mason calling our mom, and he's like putting the phone up to my ear. He was scratching my nose for me. It was that bad. I couldn't move my arms. And just my mom back there, she was just totally in hysteric. Like, she was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? She didn't really use those exact words. But yeah, but they put a bandage on me. They had to change it every day. And kit that I needed to use. But they gave me this little teddy bear. I don't have it on me. It's at my brother's house, my mother's house right now. But I remember we didn't want to tell his dad, because his dad he did freak once we told him. But he got up and he went to Burley. It's a town in Idaho. But he drove truck, like semi-truck there. He hauled wheat and stuff, and he woke up 4 in the morning and did all this stuff. Left it around 5. And I remember, like, I was sleeping on the side of this arm, and like he always pats me before he leaves. he patted me right on the wound, and I was like, just totally sucked. But that's my story, really. Biggest lesson: don't put around underneath the chamber or hammer. It's a very dumb mistake, and that could have been prevented so easily. And just the fact of knowing that bullet could have went through my brother, and I couldn't have done anything about it. That's one of the reasons that I think, like, holy crap, man, I'm a dumbass sometimes, but that's one of the reasons that I just totally find myself as a dumbass. But I'm just look for you. Like the video, subscribe. I'm not gonna make you or tell you to. Your decision. Talk to you later. See you in the next video.